Hello everybody, my name is Tanya and welcome to my Arts Creations channel. And what I have for you today is this pretty fluffy white Christmassy wreath done in watercolor, also using some gouache. It's a simple painting to do, be easy for a beginner, and we're going to be using the wet on wet method for most of this. And I hope you guys follow along or try it yourself. So the supplies are, I'm using the Sennelier kit, deep green and yellow green, and a permanent pink right there. Now if you don't have these three colors, just use something similar that you do have. And then I also used red gold from my Karataki set to add a little bit of shimmer, and my gouache, my white gouache. I know it looks pretty ugly right now. I use those three brushes right there, a medium and a fine one and a rigger. And then I used, of course, 100% cotton watercolor paper. It's approximately about a 4x4 size, and I wet it first pretty good. You want to make sure it's not overly wet, but wet pretty good. And after I have it wetted down, I'm taking my white gouache and I am spreading the white gouache actually first. And the reason I'm doing that is just to create more of an opaque color for my background, because I am coming in there with watercolor, and that is they call it deep green color. To me it almost looks like a viridian, but they label it as deep green in that set. So I'm just coming in, and kind of as you can see, I am kind of making circular motions with my brush. And I come in with just a darker value each time to create that round wreath. But of course I did start off with the white gouache first. I just keep on adding more of the deep green watercolor. Now I'm coming in with the green yellow. Next is the gouache. So I have the gouache is kind of a, I'd say a milky consistency. I do have it mixed with water. If it's too thick, it won't spread out very much. It won't do that feathering effect as you see there. If it's too watery, then it just doesn't show up much. You want it to be opaque. I mean, it is opaque when it's watery, but not as opaque. So it's kind of get the feel for it kind of thing, how much water to use with it. But I'd say it's probably more like a milky consistency here. And I'm just taking my brush and just dropping it in there. So, making just different like spots there, dots, and then little flicks of my brush to create kind of a look of a wreath. Now, as you'll see, I keep on coming in with more and more paint. Here, it's still wet on wet. It kind of dried a little bit, but still wet and wet. So I changed to my rigger. I wanted to add some little light feathery looks to this wreath to kind of make it look, soft and fluffy. So there's my rigger, and I'm just dipping it in my gouache and just with little flicks of the wrist of the brush, just kind of trying to create kind of like little wispy feathery look to the wreath. and it's still wet on wet. And as you can see, as it does dry, it does lose its opaqueness. It gets less opaque, so that's why I keep on adding more and more. It kind of disappears into the background a little bit, so that's why I kind of keep adding more and more of the gouache. And in doing that, it kind of gives it that feathery look, because if you were to put, let's say, not water down the gouache and just put it on there right out of the tube, it's not going to spread out nicely like that and give that kind of soft feathery look. So I just come back. It dries a little bit, but it's still wet. I just come back and add more. Okay, it is nice and dry. So now I'm adding some like little red berries. I took my permanent rose, just adding some little dots. Next, I decided to add a little bow, and I thought I'd just stick with the same color as the berries. So I kind of just did a basic bow, and I will be adding a little, like a darker color to that. And what I'm doing is, what I did is I'll just mix a little bit of that green in with the red to create kind of a grayish color to add to the bow right there. That's what I'm using there, to add a little bit of depth and dimension to the bow. Next, I am coming, since the berries were dry, I am coming in with some gold. I want to add a little bit of glitter. So that's the Karataki red gold, and I'm just adding that to each one of the berries. And then I wanted to add a little bit of that to the bow. The bow wasn't completely dry yet, but it was dry enough to add some gold to. And next is to add another layer of the gouache, and since it was dry, now is a good time to add more gouache, because it would actually be more opaque and it would give more dimension to your wreath. So here I'm using my rigger and just adding little flicks of the white gouache, and it was probably still in a milky consistency. I wasn't straight out of the tube, or I actually, as you could see, I don't have my gouache right now in tube, so it was in like a I squeezed it out into like a little like old Himi gouache containers. So it did have some water on it, but still a pretty thick consistency, a little thicker than milk. Just kind of create some more dimension, since things that are lighter in color look closer to you. So I was just trying to give it a little bit more of a fluffy 3D look. And next I want to just put in a little bit of sprinkles to make it look like just a little faint snow, little faint snowflake. So I'm just splattering a little bit of that paint onto the wreath, not too much. That'll probably be about it. That's all. It's a pretty easy wreath. Anybody could do this, and it looks nice and Christmassy. I hope you guys are all ready for Christmas. I think I am. Thank you so much for watching my video and giving me your time. And please like and subscribe if you haven't yet. I really appreciate that so much. And thanks for watching. And we'll see you soon with the next one. Oh, gotta take the tape off too. Bye-bye.